What's up, you guys? So today is a pretty exciting and pretty unexpected toy review today, because this is the first figure from this collection line entering my collection, and it is of a pretty good. Well, it's a pretty good collector series, and yes, we are going to be taking a look at the Hammond collection Velociraptor. Now, this was my most anticipated series of the whole entire of all the toys. I mean, yes, I have reviewed a Dominion toy not too long ago, but honestly, this was pretty unexpected because I was gonna pre-order it on Amazon. I didn't. Well, I mean, I wasn't aware that this thing was even sold on Amazon, and well, I ended up finding it on Target. There were 8 left at my store, and then the next morning, aka this morning, when I woke up, there were 3 left. And when I addressed this to my mom, she being the nice mom she is, decided to order this thing for pickup, and she picked it up after she dropped me off from school. And now we are here. The reason why it took so long is because I got off school and she had to work. So now we're finally here with the Velociraptor. So first of all, the Velociraptor design is already a pretty cool design, and I haven't even opened this thing yet. This review was actually a bit interrupted by my grandma, so this is my second recording. Now here's the Hammond Collection logo right here, and on the back, on one of the sides of the box, there's the Hammond Collection logo again. Here we have the Velociraptor. Here we got the bottom of the box. And on the side, we got a pretty nice rendering of the actual toy. And we got the movie that it's from, along with the Hammond Collection logo. We got a Velociraptor right there. We got the Hammond Collection logo. We got the Jurassic Park logo. We got the Mattel logo right there. Now, I don't know where the age guideline is, but this is at least not for people 0 to 3. I'm assuming that this is for ages 8 and up, but honestly, I'm not sure. It does have the little backdrop, the amber backdrop, like the Amber Collection did, only it's at a much smaller scale. And here is the Velociraptor right here. A pack hunter by nature, the Velociraptor has an intellect, insight, and instinct. The perfect recipe of a top predator. It's a pretty cool bio. Now, before we open this thing, I do want to talk a little bit about the Amber Collection line. Yes, the Amber Collection line is officially discontinued, which means if you haven't gotten all the Amber Collection dinosaurs, now they will be even rarer. Now, I don't know if there are any Amber Collection figures still in production, but there will not be any more Amber Collection figures. In fact, this is the replacement line for this. And honestly, I wasn't aware that the Amber Collection line was going to be discontinued after hearing about this line. But honestly, I think this is the better alternative. I mean, the Amber Collection Velociraptors were pretty good, not going to lie, and they have a little bit more articulation than these guys. But honestly, I mean, you can't just have a gigantic Velociraptor playing around with your little Velociraptor. I mean, that would just be insane. So I'm pretty glad that Mattel decided to shrink these figures down to the 3 3/4 inch scale. So now let's open it. Now I am very, very, very excited. And let's just cut the tape. Let's do this carefully because I don't want to break anything. Albeit this is my first Hammond Collection review. Now there aren't any bases for these figures this time, so I mean, it's not that big of a deal because these figures can stand on, because the Amber Collection figures could stand on their own pretty darn nicely. Now, I don't know what happened here, but this is actually loose-ish, even though it probably wasn't supposed to be. So that's a pretty weird error right there. But let's cut off all the little things. And let's pop the Velociraptor out. We got the raptor out, and we got its tail out. So let's bend it back into place. Now we need to plug in the tail. So, all right, we got it plugged in, and oh my goodness, this thing is just very, very nice so far. I just took it out of the box, and it's instantly my favorite Velociraptor toy to ever be released. Like, my goodness, this is actually much better than the Amber Collection stuff, not gonna lie. This is just awesome. The tail does feel a lot denser, which is pretty good because the rubber was not really that good quality. And luckily this time we don't have to experience any warping or kinks this time, which I find really, really exciting. And I know I may sound a bit sarcastic saying this stuff, but honestly I am not. This is just, oh my god, it's so cool. So I'd just like to say a huge shout out to my mom. If it weren't for my mom, I wouldn't have this figure, and I wouldn't have this much delight. Now since the Velociraptor is so good and I haven't even opened it, I am really excited to receive my Hammond collection Parasaurolophus and Baryonyx. Like, my goodness. Now, the color on this thing is spectacular. This thing is honestly so cool. It is much better than the Amber Collection figure. I mean, the head can swivel 360, which is something that the Amber Collection figures could never do. They can only ever swivel via their neck joints, and it is, oh my goodness, this is just so much better. And the fact that it's at the 3 3/4 inch scale, I mean, look at it compared to this Velociraptor. They're literally the same size. And this is just so good. Oh my goodness, I haven't even properly moved this thing yet. So, yeah. Easily one of my favorite Velociraptor figures. So, here we have a look at the inside of the mouth. They actually painted the roof of the mouth this time. Unlike Blue, where they haven't painted the roof of the mouth, they're certainly doing a lot better job with these figures, and I am just so proud of Mattel. So, Mattel, you are doing pretty great with these figures already. So let's take a look at the paint job, because normally I would just go over the articulation points and end the video, but I mean, this figure is so good, it's probably worth mentioning the paint detail. Now, the paint is very, very awesome. I mean, there's not even a single splotch that I can identify on here. It's that good. And it's just, oh my goodness. This is literally the best Hammond collection figure I've gotten so far. And I don't even have the Parasaurolophus and Baryonyx yet. That's how good this is. Now, the paint job is the best paint job we've gotten so far on a Velociraptor like this. And once I get the kitchen and counter pack Raptor, I'll probably compare it to this one, but honestly there will be no comparison of any of the other Velociraptors. I mean, I don't even care if they release a colossal sized collection Velociraptor. This is undoubtedly the best one I've ever received, and it's just awesome. I can't believe it. And we do have a paint on the underside. The paint doesn't go all the way towards the tail, which I don't know if that were the case for the Velociraptors in the movie. But there are stripes leading up to the tail, just like the original Amber Collection Raptor. And my goodness, I'm just honestly astonished by this figure. And like I said, I had just taken this thing out of the box. So, yeah, the eyes are very beautifully painted. I mean, there's not even any droops in the eye. Like, I had gotten figures that had misplaced eyes before from Mattel, but this is just honestly perfect. I just can't get over the fact that I just can't get over this perfectness. So now it is time to take a look at the articulation. The jaw can open that wide. It's pretty cool. The head and neck on a ball joint, and these are much better ball joints than the Amber Collection Raptors ball joints. The arms can pivot, and rotate 360. The elbows can move. Sadly, there isn't any wrist articulation, but I do understand the arms are quite rubbery. And adding a point of articulation there would just be kind of impossible. The legs can rotate 360. They can pivot. The knees can move and rotate 360. There is no ankle articulation. The foot can move and rotate 360. Now, they didn't paint the dew claws, unfortunately, but honestly, it's just too perfect to give this thing any cons. Although, if there were something I would change on this, well, I first thought of it, and now I just am, like, astonished with this thing. And it's got a ball joint in the tail, and its tail does have a wire in it, so it can... This is just... Okay, honestly, if there were something to change on it, it would be the tail, because while, yes, a denser material would be a lot better, it might just be a little bit too dense for me. Just saying. But other than that, this is literally the best Velociraptor we've gotten from Mattel in ages. And I do mean ages. So hopefully this guy will stand. Okay, well, he can't stand in the position that he's currently in, but he will. But if I can get... But we'll try to stand him up so that way we can compare him to Raptor Blue. So, let's try to get this guy to stand up. Alrighty. Alright, we got him standing. And now let's compare him to Blue. So here it is next to Blue, and is actually a bit smaller than Blue, probably because of the position I have him in. Let's try to get him into a standard Velociraptor position. He is about the same size as the Raptor, albeit his tail is pretty thick compared to the Raptor Blue. But honestly, this is just the perfect Raptor. I really love this thing, and like I had just opened it minutes ago, and I am already in love with this thing. So I can't wait to see what the Parasaurolophus and the Baryonyx have in store for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will hopefully be the Hammond Collection Parasaurolophus and Baryonyx review. And goodbye.